Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Around the Kitchen with Steve. We're going to do something we haven't done before in the series, actually use a stove to cook. I normally use one of my kitchen gadgets, but I'm actually going to use the stovetop today to make an awesome pumpkin and chickpea chili. So we're in November, I wanted to do something fun and seasonal, so we decided to go with a pumpkin chickpea chili. Right now, in a large, deep pan, I am sauteing with olive oil, 1 yellow onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and a half of a bell pepper. All of those have been chopped up. They're going to be in the pan for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. You want to make sure that it's soft before you add in our additional ingredients. Very simple, not going to take long, everything done together. But we're trying to build that base now of some yummy flavors with the onions, garlic, and bell peppers. So what makes this a pumpkin chickpea chili? Well, of course it's going to have pumpkin. Of course it's going to have chickpea. But what makes it fun and able to call it a chili is the fact that we use cumin and chili powder and some roasted red tomatoes and corn to give it that fun mouthfeel as if you're eating traditional chili. The full recipe and ingredient list is in the description of the video. I'm going to try my best to go through, but we have a lot of ingredients for today and a lot of fun ingredients to make this wonderful dish. And I'm actually starting to smell, I'm hoping the steam maybe is coming out in the video, but this is starting to smell really, really good. The onion, the garlic, the bell pepper, it's starting to get soft. We want it nice and really soft. So that way, when it's ready, we'll just dump in all of our remaining ingredients with the exception of cilantro, because that's only going to be a garnish for when we're done, right into the pot. It's going to simmer, and then once it gets to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat, let it sit for 20 minutes, and then when it's done, we'll be able to just scoop it right out and serve it. So this could even be a fun weekend dish if you're going pumpkin picking, apple picking on a hayride, or a weeknight dish if you need something quick and you want to make something healthy. And of course, as always, you can substitute in any of my recipes. Instead of using vegetable stock, you can use chicken stock. If you don't want it to be vegetarian or vegan, you could even put some crumbled up bacon on top. If you have that left over from the weekend or you have any of that awesome instant bacon, you could just drop that on there. So I'm going to get back to sauteing here, and then once we're all done, we'll come in, we'll give you a list of what's in my big giant bowl. We'll add it into our our pan, and we will start the process to get us some yummy pumpkin and chickpea chili. Alright, this is the bowl of our remaining ingredients for the chili. What we have in there is a teaspoon of salt. We have 1 cup of frozen or fresh corn. I went with frozen because that's the easiest. We also have a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. We went with roasted diced tomatoes for a little bit of extra flavor. You have a can of pumpkin puree. You have a can of chickpeas. You have a can of black beans. You have anywhere from 1 to 3 tablespoons of chili powder. I went with 3. I enjoy it. 2 teaspoons of cumin. A cup of vegetable broth. Again, you can add chicken broth if you like. And then the 1 lime, you want the juice as well as the rind in there. And then some black pepper. So I'm going to pour this into our pan and we'll allow it to start cooking together. All of the ingredients have been added to our pot. I am turning the temperature up to high. And now I'm going to mix everything in. We had our base before, which was the garlic, onions, bell pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. That's all been sauteed. All that yummy base is in there. Now I'm going to stir everything together. I want to mix in the new ingredients with the ones we had already been working on to try and get that nice, yummy flavor from the onions mixed in with everything else. And who doesn't love garlic? We have that in there. And of course, the bell peppers, 1 for color, 2, they're great for liquid purposes, and even in a cooked form, they sometimes still have a little bit of a crunch. So it adds a nice texture into your dish. So I am done mixing everything. I want to be done, but I feel like it needs a few more mixes. All right, we are done mixing all of the ingredients together. I'm going to allow this to continue cooking until it gets to a boil. And what's boiling in there is obviously the liquid from the chicken stock. And that's going to allow all of this to merge together. And then once we've had that brought up to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat and then let it go for 20 to 25 minutes. And then we're done. We can scoop right from the pan into a bowl and garnish with some cilantro. I will return when our dish has reached a boil. Alrighty, our dish is boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the heat. I don't quite want it to be on medium, but I don't quite want it to be on low. So you want to get it right in between medium and low. And that's going to go for 20 to 25 minutes. Again, you want it, if I would say, south of medium, but north of low. That's kind of the setting you want to go for. And then you want that to go for 20, 25 minutes. And then when we're done, you'll be able to have this yummy chili ready to go right into the bowl and just garnish with some cilantro. We are halfway through the cooking process. You can see all the colors coming together. You have the reds from the tomatoes, the cumin, the chili powder, mixing in with the black beans, and just really creating this wonderful chili color. If you didn't know that this was vegetarian, you would assume that there's meat in here because it actually looks like chili. And hopefully it'll taste like it too. And this is my chance of giving, like I said, a healthy, fun thing that you can do either on the weekend or during the week. And if you don't want it to be vegan, don't forget, you can sprinkle anything you like on top of there. If you enjoy bacon, if there's sausage that you enjoy or that you like to just chop up and add to it, I would just mix it in a little bit before you warm up so all the flavors can meld together. And you could take this and add it and do anything you like. That's really what I'm shooting for, is that these recipes can be amended and used however it fits best for you. So we got about another 9-10 minutes to go on this. And then when we're done, I'll scoop it into a bowl, put a little beautiful cilantro on top, and we'll be ready to go and eat. And if you want to, you could even serve this with your favorite corn chip and just dig right in with your favorite corn chip, or of course eat it with a spoon. Alrighty, we'll see you in 10. Alrighty, we have about 2 minutes left on the timer. Once I'm done and that timer hits 0, I'm going to take the chili, move it over to an off burner, let it cool for just a little bit before serving, so that way it'll stop boiling, or simmering is the right term, even though it has little bubbles. And then I'll be able to plate it, put that cilantro on, and I'm going to dive in with a tortilla chip to give it a try. Here is our finished product. We have that cilantro on top. I threw a couple of corn chips in there to try and make it look pretty. I'm going to dive right in, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Our chip is ready to go right in. I want to make sure I get a bunch of good parts of that. Right there, we have that. We're going to dive right in. What you have is chili, all the flavor of chili, just no meat. You can't tell that there's no meat in there. In flavor, of course you can tell there's no meat in there texture-wise, but it is a really, really good, quick, vegetarian, it's actually vegan, pumpkin chickpea chili that I think will be a big hit, whether you're doing, like I said, a fun fall weekend or just need a quick, healthy dish during the week. In less than an hour, you have a big, hearty, warm bowl of chili. So from me and my family to you, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I can't wait to see you next month when we do a special holiday episode of Around the Kitchen with Steve.